Hey guys, you may well be noticing this. I recently got reached out by the guys at Fifine and asked if I was interested in checking out their K6 microphone. It's a budget microphone that you can get at the time of recording on Amazon for £19.99. My reason for getting interested in this is I thought it could be something of interest to you guys or anyone else out there who's just looking like getting started with, say, singing, or even if you're just looking for something for doing like a karaoke night or wedding speeches, something like that. So I agreed to check it out and do this little video about it, and I was surprised straight away by the box it came in. First and foremost, I was expecting it to just be dropped into like a plastic bag and sent on its way, but it came in a nicely presented box. It comes with a 4.5 meter cable, which is XLR to 1/4 inch jack. Personally, I'd prefer XLR to XLR, but again, if most people going for something like this, maybe going for the likes of the karaoke and etc., then they maybe just plug it into some kind of portable stereo or what have you, where it's only going to need a jack input or only have a jack input. So that's kind of understandable. But the next thing I was surprised by is the microphone itself. My experience in the past with cheap microphones is that they'll come and they'll just be a lightweight and really cheap, horrible feeling plastic. No weight to them, feel like they're going to break if you do anything to them. But this actually has some good weight to it. It feels really sturdy and it just feels really nice. So I've put together a couple of comparisons. I thought I'd compare this to an SM57 as I've got that on hand. I would have liked to have done a comparison for electric guitar miking up an amp, but I sadly don't have an amp at the moment. Hopefully one in the future, but not one right now for this test. So first test is going to be a comparison between this and the SM57 for an acoustic guitar. As you can see, I'm using this microphone for my voice for this video, but I've also put together an A-B comparison between this and the SM57 for general speech. At the moment, I've got them both about 6 inches away from my face, and so far, all you've been listening to is the SM57 audio. So right now, I'm going to switch to the K6, and this is how this sounds with just general vocals, as I say, or general speech, as I say, and that should give you an idea of the kind of difference you'll hear between the two. As you tend to get a low-end, boomier sound from being closer to the microphone, I'll just demonstrate that now. So first, this is the SM57 talking about an inch away from the microphone, and now you have the K6 again talking about an inch away from the microphone. The only thing that was really letting this down is it sounds a bit boomy in the low end, around about 125 hertz, as I found out. But I'm not going to go too much against it for that, because as you can hear now, it's something you can EQ out if necessary. If you don't have the ability to do it, then it is a shame. And when you're going to use it in that kind of situation, you'll want to hold the microphone about the distance I have now, about that kind of 6 inches away, because obviously you get the proximity effect as you go closer, and that makes your voice boomier anyway. So that's the reason why I've done that. And last but not least, I couldn't do this little demo without doing a comparison for possibly the most important instrument in a musician's arsenal, the kazoo. But there you have it. That gives you an example of how this compares to a high quality studio standard microphone. And to finish off, what you get with this, unsurprisingly, you get a nice little user manual in which it says that if you register at their website, you get an extended 2-year warranty, which is pretty nice. Personally, for me, the only feedback I kind of have to give them is that I'm not a fan of the switch. The switch is the cheapest feeling part of it. It does feel like a cheap bit of plastic. It's not terrible, but I also, for my situation, don't need a switch. I can understand it, again, if we go back to the idea that this is going to be for people doing like karaoke's and speeches, etc. But for most singers, if not all singers, they won't have that. You don't tend to find an off switch on most say studio standard kind of microphones. Other than that is that boominess in the low end. It'd be nice if that could be dealt with, but it is something that can be handled in post in this kind of situation, or if in a live situation, hopefully you may have a bit of an EQ, even if it's just like a 3-band EQ on your desk or your stereo or what have you, hopefully. But those are the only kind of 2 drawbacks I see to it, and they're not major really. So for the price, like I say, it's about £20 at the moment. This is a really good microphone. I can't really fault it for what it is. So, but let me know what you guys think based on the comparisons that I've shown, and if you have any feedback as to what kind of thing you might have liked me to show off if I was able to, because I might be able to take that on board for if this kind of situation where I get to present these kind of things to you in the future. So with that, I'm going to say thank you guys very much for watching, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye.